out. Good evening. It is Thursday, March 20th, 2025 at 6 p.m. This is the Plan Commission for the City of Franklin. Mr. Martinez, will you please take the roll?
Mayor Nelson.
Here.
Commissioner Specht.
Here.
Commissioner Shago.
Here.
Commissioner Haley.
Here.
Alderman Agman.
Here.
Alderman Day.
Here.
Commissioner Leon.
Here. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Moving on to item B as in boy, approval of the minutes, approval of the regular meeting minutes of March 6th, 2025. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Second. We have a first and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries. Moving on to C, we've got one public hearing tonight. What? Counselor, you, something?
That was Commissioner Haley.
Okay.
Mentioned that we have a full house.
Okay, so we've got a public hearing tonight. Let's see, Marion, I'm going to start the intro. Modine Plan Development District Amendment, Major, request for recommendation for an ordinance to amend Section 15-3.0444 of the United Development Ordinance, UDO, Planned Development District Number 39, Mixed Use Business Park, to allow for outdoor storage as a special use and to revise design standards upon property located at 3303 West Oakwood Road, tax key number 951-9994-002. Do you want to read the notice?
Sure. I'll do a short presentation and then read the public hearing.
Sounds great.
So this application is precipitated by a request by Modine Manufacturing. I mean, the applicant is present today, but it is reflective of a request that planning has frequently heard to allow for outdoor storage in Plan Development District 39. PDD 39 is the business park, which is located in the southeastern corner of the city, and it has that Plan Development District zoning, which is custom zoning, to allow for a scope of uses under that business park designation. So the applicant's property is located on the corner of Oakwood and Hickory, but at the recommendation of staff, we have put forward an ordinance that would apply their request to allow for outdoor storage under certain circumstances and with conditions in that business park area. So PDD 39 is divided into two areas. The gateway area has frontage along 27th Street or is within an approximate distance from there. It kind of depends on where the property lines are, et cetera. But the ordinance text applies to the whole district, and then it's broken out into that gateway and business park area. So the gateway area encourages kind of more upscale uses, where the business park area is a little bit more industrial in nature. And again, this is a request we have seen multiple times, so not just at this location, but for other nearby properties and future developments. So this illustration just kind of shows you roughly where it would apply to. So Saputo would not be subject to the amendment, nor would these frontages on Elm Street or the gateway area here, but then anything to the west of roughly where that line is would be then allowed to have outdoor storage as a special use. So one of the concerns that frequently comes up with outdoor storage under the current ordinance, we require special use for it in manufacturing districts due to the potential nuisance and impacts on surrounding neighborhoods. So we are proposing to add it as one of the allowed special uses. Any change of use in a planned development district is essentially considered a change in the zoning. It's a major PDD amendment, and this commission would have to take a decision on whether they agree with that determination, but that's part of the ordinance. So, okay, any change of use is a major PDD amendment. I have 3 recommended design standards. So we'd also be amending the design standards to allow for the outdoor storage, but that we limit the location to a side or rear yard. that it be appropriately screened from adjacent right-of-way so that public streets and neighboring properties can't see it, and that an outdoor storage facility, so in the application that precipitated this, the request is for racking, that outdoor storage structure not be larger than the primary building on the lot. So those are our recommended design changes. I'm happy to answer any questions, and I can read the public hearing notice now. So we're recommending approval.
Okay. Mr. Leon.
Before we get to the public hearing notice, well, I heard Ms. Eck's presentation and I reviewed this. I left my glasses in my truck, so I need to go out and get that. So I'm gonna.
I have 150 readers. I would share with you 150. They are not government issued, though.
Neither mine are Amazon, but I will be back momentarily.
It is 6:06 p.m. Commissioner Leon is leaving momentarily. He's walking briskly. Okay, thank you. So now, if you want to read the public hearing notice.
This is a notice of public hearing for the City of Franklin Plan Commission. The hearing date is Thursday, March 20th, 2025 at 6 o'clock p.m. in the Common Council Chambers at Franklin City Hall, 9229 West Loomis Road, Franklin, Wisconsin, 53132. The applicant making this request is Gina Marie Bonini of Modine Manufacturing for property located at 3303 West Oakwood Road, tax key number 95199940002. The proposal is an ordinance to amend Section 15-30444 of the Unified Development Ordinance, or UDO, Plan District Development Number 39, Mixed Use Business Park, to allow for outdoor storage as a special use and to revise design standards. The public hearing is being held pursuant to the requirements of Wisconsin Statute 6223-7D2 and Division 15-90200 of the UDO. A map of the affected properties and all application materials and the proposed ordinance are available at the Department of City Development at Franklin City Hall. The public is invited to attend the public hearing and to provide input.
Thank you. So it is 6:07 p.m. We'll open up the public hearing. Anybody wishing to speak, please approach the podium. State your name and address for the record. In addition, 6:07 p.m. Mr. Leon is returned.
With 1.25 readers.
1.25. Don't brag. Good evening, sir. Welcome. You got the floor.
All right, thank you. My name is Joe Mercado. I live at 10162 South 34th Street, right up the street from Modine. In Franklin, 53132. I represent the Hidden Oaks Homeowners Association. I'm the president. Why I did that, I'm still trying to figure it out. But I'm here on behalf of this public hearing specifically. Having listened to where the storage is, that's the least of my concerns right now. I don't know where the representative is from Modine, but we want to make sure that we're good partners and citizens with Modine as well. Our bigger concern is the traffic that it's going to cause our subdivision. And 34th Street and 31st Street's a thoroughfare. It's a great place when you're coming off the golf course to fly down to the Bowery like a bat out of hell, all right? And we understand that. The golf course was there before us, but these warehouses were not. And we've had so much construction traffic come through our neighborhood. We've got little children. We've got kids on their bikes. We've got families walking dogs. And we want to cut off a problem before it happens. And as much as I appreciate the construction signs that were put on the interior of the subdivision, they didn't work. Because a semi just came down the street and went straight to Modine last week while I was sitting in my office doing work. I went out there as fast as I could, but I forgot my camera, so I couldn't take a picture of it or its plate. And we understand, and I spoke to all 54 homes about this, the need for growth in a healthy community. It's not about that. It's about being partners to make sure that our children and our residents are safe from the vast amount of traffic that this manufacturing is going to bring. When you think about it, when a shift changes, once they find out that the Bowery's down the street, which is a great place, or they find out that they can shortcut the stoplight, everything comes down our street. I don't blame semis coming down the street, because when they're coming from the west end, they go down 31st Street, the GPS takes them right that way. I can tell you I've seen it. And when Modine comes in, I'd like to partner with them as the HOA president, and he'll say, okay, could you do what Saputo does, please? They direct their traffic to the east. So if you come out of Saputo's parking lot, they got signs up there that say all traffic must turn right, or it says right turn only, right? That's really the best you can do and ask for. Because the previous administration, we had agreements in place with Steve, and none of them came through, all right? And so I get it. So we just want to have a voice at the table, and Courtney's been a very good asset for us, just to keep us informed and work with us and even get me to this point where we could talk. Here's what I'm asking for. All right, the construction signs are nice, but they're on the interior. When the semi turns down the street, by the time they see them, there's nowhere to turn around, right? Especially on 31st Street. It's a very narrow street. So what I'm asking is maybe we could put signs on the outside on Ryan Road and Oakwood saying no warehouse traffic on 31st Street or no warehouse traffic on 34th Street. We'd be able, I can go to the HOA and say, here, we got to chip in for this expense. I'm the president. If I suggest it, people are going to say, just leave me alone. Fine. But that would be a little bit of a help at least, saying no warehouse traffic. Because when those shifts end, if they end at 3 o'clock, the buses are coming at 3 o'clock for kids during the school year. And like I said, you say, well, we all have to deal with speeders. If Steve Olson said that to me one more time, I was going to spit. Yeah, we do. But there's ways to mitigate this traffic, okay? There's little things that we can do to at least try to show effort. The fact that a car came down our street, 31st Street last year, plowed into another car head on, okay, put a man in the hospital for 2 months, over 2 months, is a problem. The fact that another car came down our street, was going so fast, couldn't make the dog leg left turn, took out 2 mailboxes is a problem. The fact that a year before that, another car came down the street, took out a mailbox, went through a person's entire front yard, that's a problem. And it's going to be a bigger problem once traffic picks up. No one's opposed to traffic going through there, but we have to find, and I work with the Franklin Police Department. I've already talked to them about it. They're like, if there's times, we'll put a squad there. We've got people dedicated, but at the end of the day, there's not much we can do other than work with Modine and maybe put up some exterior signage on Ryan and Oakwood, if that's a possibility. That's all I ask.
Right.
If you have any questions, concerns, you're welcome to reach out to me. Courtney's got my contact information.
Well, Mr. Mercado, as long as you're there.
Yeah.
So thank you for coming up and bringing this, because number one, our PD is excellent to work with. They've been very proactive.
Yes.
I know and I don't waste their time. If I know an area that's legit, they go in there and that's what citations are. That's changes behavior, not warnings, not signs, enforcement. We need some signs. That's great. Perhaps staff can look into that. But as far as the legalities of what's enforceable for the signs that say no deliveries or drop-offs, I don't know.
Okay.
But for sure the speed enforcement, because once you curb that, a lot of things change.
Thank you. And Officer Fadness,
Yep.
I've talked to
Sergeant
him.
Fadness.
Yeah, great person. He's like, here, we'll put squads out there. You just give me the times. The challenge is Oakwood's become a little drag strip. And if you look, it's Illinois plates going to the warehouse district on 51st Street over there, right?
Sure.
Because we all walk our dogs. So as the HOA president, I get all the complaints. I'm like, I'm less concerned about Oakwood right now as I am semi-traffic from Modine. No disrespect to Modine if they're in the room. We want to be good partners. But I'm more concerned about the car traffic that's going to come through there. So if we had an idea who I can work with at Modine to say, here, just send an email out to your employees, please, if possible, just obey the speed limit, I'd be happy to do that.
Perhaps staff can talk with you, because I know we've got your number on. Oh, there we go.
Okay, thank
Perfect,
you.
Ms. X.
That's it. I really
Thank you, Mr. Mercado, and it's good seeing you.
Yes, thank you.
Anyone else wishing to speak at this time? Once? Twice? Close it at 6:13 p.m. Open up to questions, comments from commissioners. Mr. Leon.
I do have questions and comments, but I would certainly defer to the alder for the district if they want to speak first.
The only question that I have is, I'm assuming Modine is cognizant of the design standards that you're recommending, and they don't have an issue with implementing their outdoor storage with one of those caveats that you recommended.
The applicant is here and can touch on this a little bit. We briefly discussed the proposed design standards. They had a little bit of concern that they might have some racking that's still visible from the street. Their site plan, as proposed, is locates it. This is the racking, so it's these 2 squares. So our recommendation would be to install additional landscaping or demonstrate that it won't be visible. So I'm hoping that it will be possible to screen it, but we haven't completed that evaluation yet.
Okay. Thank you. I just wanted to make sure that they were aware of what you were recommending. Okay.
Back to Mr. Leon.
Thank you, Mayor. I didn't realize we lost the speaker there right away. I didn't realize he slipped out.
Mr. Mercado.
Mr. Mercado. Anyway, I'm glad that the applicant is here. I think some of the points that maybe Mr. Mercado mentioned have already been addressed by the mayor, but in terms of signage related to the roads, I don't think it really applies to this particular application, correct? Is that fair to say? Where he's looking for signs outside of the neighborhood.
So
It
there
really wouldn't apply to this application, correct?
There are two ways to approach this. So the application before you is to amend the overall
Right.
design requirements for the PDD. And I think that you could include in those design standards a requirement related to appropriate routing and signage for those storage facilities
Okay.
in that. But the stuff on their property and specific to the actual design that Modine is proposing would be part of a special use approval.
Okay.
So that's something that they kind of tie together, but this is broad in scope, and the narrow detail
Sure.
of that application will come forward later.
Yeah, I think I understand. So yeah, that would be the ask, that when we get to the special use application, that it cover that specifically. And I saw that you gave a card to Mr. Mercado, but the applicant is here. Do we know if the applicant has done coordination with the homeowners association already? And,
Sir, if you
yeah.
would please come up to the table here. To the table, have a seat. No, right here. Right there's one chair, one microphone. And welcome and good evening. And if you could just state your name and business address for the record, please, and pull that real close to you.
Yeah, perfect. Eric Ortega. I'm with Partners in Design Architects. We're at 2610 Lake Hook Road in Riverwoods, Illinois. So we've been working with the developer of this property since the beginning, since it was a shell, and now Modine has come in as a tenant and we're working with them to develop the office plans and their manufacturing plans, and then I am representing them in their site plan submittals. I guess some of the concerns that you were talking about, I guess I'm not specifically, I don't know about their operations specifically of Modine, but yeah, as Marion had said before, we're working to put together some sightline diagrams to see what this storage would look like from the property line.
Okay. Yeah, and I think probably staff working with the HOA on some of the concerns during the special use application process could address their concerns with signage for that. So I guess that is addressed. And the last question, and maybe the alder for the district can answer, but the HOA president came in, represented the homeowners there, but have you heard similar comments from other homeowners in that subdivision? I assume that the HOA president is representing those homeowners, but just want to understand, like, how many people have the types of concerns that they have about traffic being diverted for the current tenants nearby, and their concerns about compounding those traffic issues in their neighborhood.
Alderman Day.
Yeah, so I received kind of around the same time, this was several weeks ago, when the news came forward publicly that Modine was going into that building. There were probably 4 or 5 people that reached out to me, but they've coordinated all of their communications through Mr. Mercado now going forward, just so there's one voice going back and forth. But I know there are several. I don't know how many in total.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that what I'm getting at is that the concerns are being addressed from staff in the Alden district and coordinated with the applicant to whatever extent it really impacts them, which is probably not much. But that addresses my concerns that Mr. Mercado raised. So thank you.
Perfect. Any other comments, questions at this point? Seeing none, is there a motion, sir? Or ma'am, sorry, you're Ms. X.
Motion 1, a motion to determine the proposed PDD amendment to be a major amendment.
So moved.
Second.
First and second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it, that motion carries.
Motion 2, a motion to recommend approval of an ordinance to amend Section 15-30444 of the Unified Development Ordinance, Plan Development District 39, mixed-use business park to allow for outdoor storage as a special use and revised design standards.
So moved.
Second.
First and second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries. Thank you. Well done. Thank you for appearing tonight, sir. Okay, moving on to D as in David, citizen comment period. Any citizen wishing to come and speak on the two matters below, which would be under E as in Edward number 1 or 2, please come to the podium, state your name and address for the record. 3 minutes maximum, please. I'll be the timekeeper. Citizen comment period is now open. Going once. I'll even going 3 or 4 times if one of you want to speak. You're looking back and forth. Okay, it went well. Okay, all right. So I will close citizen comment period at 6:20, and now Mr. Martinez, if you want to take over, I will read E as in number 1, Rock Ventures site plan amendment. Request for approval of a site plan amendment for the installation and modification of a fencing system at the Rock Sports Complex to ensure fencing meets the security and operational needs of the complex upon property located at 7005 South Ballpark Drive. Tax key number 744-1003-000. Mr. Martinez.
Good evening. Thank you. This is a proposal, site plan amendment for a fence. You can see the location of the fence here in red at the baseball diamond close to 76th Street. Per the PDD, all even fences needs to be approved by the Plan Commission. So the applicant submitted the site plan amendment, routed, prepared the report, as you see. And staff is recommending approval. It complies with the standards for fences in the PDD. There's just a technical correction. That's the resolution that you have at your seat. That's have a new condition, number 4, that says that the applicant shall receive approval from We Energies for any work within the easement, which is here and here. And that should be addressed before the building permits.
Okay, that seems reasonable. Mr. City Attorney, you've got the floor. If you can give him a little.
Yes.
Regio, what point that I brought up to you this morning, before the meeting, you didn't mention that, right?
Yeah, there is also a technical correction by City Attorney on condition number 1.
Okay.
Was that it, Mr. City Attorney?
Yes.
Okay. Further discussion on this? Alderman Day.
It's actually not on this. I don't think we're live, if that matters to anyone. Okay. Okay. Perhaps that person's having technical difficulties. I'm not sure. I just had a little alert that it was not streaming.
Well, that's a concern. If we could stop right now, Mr. Martinez and Ms. X, double check before we proceed. Somebody cue the music.
Is it Jeopardy music?
Sure. In honor of Alex Trebek.
It's Ken, what's his name? No, it's not Ken.
Plan
Ken
Commission.
Jennings
Jennings.
is done, right?
Coming.
I thought he was out.
It says waiting.
No, but Alex was the best.
Alex was good. Among my favorite Canadians.
It's a long list.
There's some great Canadians out there.
We have the streaming.
We
have
are?
the streaming button on, but it's not live. But I don't have the ability to fix it.
If it's streaming, that means it's recording.
Yeah.
May not
That's
be,
the important part.
That is the important part. Good call.
Final Jeopardy.
All right.
What is
No question.
the motion? Please read.
A motion to adopt a resolution amending the site plan for property located at 7005 South Ballpark Drive to allow for the installation and modification of fencing systems at the Rock Sports Complex.
What is so moved?
We have a first.
Second.
With the technical changes.
We've got a first with technical changes. Is that your motion, sir?
What is yes?
Excellent. And Alderwoman Eichmann, you seconded with the technical corrections?
Yes.
All right. Seeing no further discussion, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. That motion carries. E as in Edward number 2. Kent, miscellaneous, request for approval to allow for the installation of a fence within the 30-foot landscape easement upon Lot 22 of the Riverview Point subdivision on property located at 6575 West River Point Drive. Tax key number 8510022-000. Mr. Martinez.
Thank you. This is an application for a fence that is encroaching into a landscape buffer easement. An application for this property for a pool was presented before the Plan Commission a few months ago. So this is the location of the pool and the rear yard, and this is the landscape buffer easement. But according to the building code, pools needs to be surrounded by the fence. So the fence is this line here, and it's encroaching to the landscape buffer easement, and where fences are prohibited unless the council approve it. So this application is presented for recommendation of the Plan Commission, then it will go to the Common Council. Staff recommends approval because it's actually a requirement for pools to be enclosed with a fence. And there is a technical correction noted by City Attorney.
Excellent. Further discussion, Mr.
This does not have to go to before zoning board again, right? It went before.
No,
zoning
it
board.
has to go to Common Council.
Okay, thank you.
No, seeing no further discussion, could you please read the motion?
A motion to recommend approval of a resolution authorizing the installation of a fence within the 30-foot landscape easement plat restriction upon Lot 22 in Riverview Pointed subdivision on property located at 6575 West River Pointed Drive, subject to technical corrections.
So moved.
Second.
We've got a first and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Whoa. Mr. City Attorney, out of nowhere. Go ahead.
With the technical correction.
We said that.
Yes.
Yeah, that's okay.
I was
City Attorney.
right too fast.
I got you. No problem. No problem at all. First and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. Motion carries. Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
The first and second to adjourn. All those in favor?
Technical
Aye.
correct.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. We are adjourned. You can turn us off at 6:27 p.m. 6:27 p.m.